So I'm over here just looking at the final product, right? And it's cute. I like it. But what is it next to? Look at this home. Oh, yikes. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra and today I am building a tiny home. I'm not building a micro home. I don't know if in the near future I will build a micro home or not, but I find them incredibly hard to deal with. I don't know why 32 tiles worth of space is not enough room for me, and I don't know if I'm that creative. Sorry guys. But I am working on a tier 2 home, or a 2-tier home. Well, I guess you can call it a 2-tier home because it has 2 floors, but it's also a tier 2 home, which means you have a maximum limit of 64 tiles. And I used only 61, if I'm not mistaken, which is a very real possibility because I often am. But I built this tier 2 home. I really like the way it came out because I was surfing the Pinstagrams, all right? The internets and the Pinstagrams, I was surfing them, and I found this really pretty home. That's the one thing I love about tiny homes, is that their structure is very simple. It doesn't take much for you to replicate it and to color the outside, right? I was able to figure out a cute little color scheme that I wanted to happen for this house, and that's what I really appreciate. But I've noticed the difference between building a big home versus a tiny home. When you build a big home, it is very time consuming. It is incredibly time consuming trying to figure out a floor plan, getting reference pictures, trying to come up with some creative inspiration to even figure out what style you want, right? That in and of itself is exhausting. But I feel there is a lot of extra creative freedom in that respect, that you can have a lot of space and wiggle room to work around with, right? You can fill up the area with clutter if you feel like it's too empty. But in a tiny home where you have a limited amount of space, you have to be very creative with how you use things, and it pushes the boundaries, or pushes your imagination further to figure out where you can put things, how you can creatively kind of join two things together to make them that much more efficient. I think, to make the use of the space much more efficient. I think that's what I was trying to say. But before I continue on with my whole I don't know, I guess the philosophical aspects of building. One thing I do want to mention is currently the orientation of the ladder right now is not at its best place. It's not in that particular position functional. All you have to do is just switch it, right? I was building this home at 2:00 in the morning, which, usual, right? And I overlooked that. So when I did play test it later, all I had to do was just flip it to be facing the wall, and then it was functional. You don't have to mess up the entire layout of the house. And another thing that I really like about building tiny homes was that I was actually able to make a 2-tile wide bathroom. And in that bathroom, I don't know if you can necessarily call it a bathroom. There's only a toilet and a shower. Right? I didn't want to make an outhouse, so I was like, I have to figure something out. So I made this little bathroom, and actually, I believe the technical term is wet room, which, first of all, that kind of reminds me of the word moist, and I don't like that. It sends shivers down my spine. But the wet room, from what I understand, if I'm correct, the shower is just exposed. Right, so you don't have to step into the shower. You don't close it off. There's no sort of curtain dividing the area, or a built-in into the wall. None of that. It's just that you have a shower, basically, and it's exposed out. And then there's a drain that collects all that fluid. Why did I say that? Water that collects all that water. A fluidy, moist, wet room. Sorry, nasty. Okay, let's go on. It collects all of that water and it drains out. All right, enough about the wet room. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's causing me to have a visceral reaction that I did not expect to happen. Though I'm thinking about downloading that CC, that red shelf. It's a mod, I believe, or custom content. I don't know how you would. It has a purpose, right? So it's not just there for decoration. but I don't know if you would consider it a mod or CC. But basically, I want to download it because trying to fill up those shelves to make it more clutterful and impactful, to make it look lived in, was a lot. I really did not like that, because having to just alt place and alt 9 and then alt 0 to lift and lower particular clutter items was a bitch and a half. I did not like doing it at all, and I think I gave up. I just left a couple of candles, a couple of books, and I called it a day. But now I'm working on the landscaping, which I really like, because when you build in real life, I think you obviously have to hire a civil engineer, because they survey the land, they look at the constraints of the terrain, how can they manipulate the terrain to, flatten it or bulldoze it or do whatever they need. But, like if you're working like on a home at the cliffside, there's, you're not just going to bulldoze an entire cliff. So I find that very interesting, because it already sort of lends you to a particular style of building or to a particular style of landscaping, because you clearly can't do much more, you can't do less, and in some respects you can be very creative with what you're given. However, in The Sims, you just have like this flat piece of land, and although you can terrain control, like manipulate whatever kind of thing you can do, I find it kind of hard, because you're just given this empty space and you're like, okay, fill it up now. So for me, I'm always trying to figure out what to do. And I think to this, in some respects, this is why I haven't built like an elevated home just yet. Maybe something like that will be in the works relatively soon. I believe so. But recently, I've started doing this, and I think I did this in the spa build. I made a garden bed where I put down like little like patches of grass and then flowers on the inside. It serves absolutely no purpose, because now looking at it, I'm having like this weird secondhand reaction where everything else looks super empty, but you have this one garden bed with lights around it. I don't know, I thought it looked cute at the time, and I'm sticking to my guns. I still think it looks really nice. I actually like the way that it turned out, but I decided it would be like a cute little seating area, especially for two Sims who just wanted to talk out in nature. I don't know, that's like a thing. People like talking outside in nature. I most certainly do. I don't know. But those lights, I believe they come with city living. I believe so, because you find them at the festivals most often. They were really nice. I think I just sized them down, and then I try to make like this sort of X thing going on. But anyway, guys, we're really close to the end of the video, and I just want to say, if you stuck with me this long, I appreciate you so much. If you like this video or any other video I've left out on my channel, please consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing, because I will leave you content every other day. All right, bye!